At the State Farm Center, Illinois hosts Little Rock for the first time since two. Look like this. Yakachonis will indeed be starting for his sixth time in his freshman campaign. As for the Trojans, who to keep an eye on? Opportunity here. Illini have won 4 of their first 5 games of the season. Little Rock comes in with a 3-3 record, and they get the ball.
Struggle with against Arkansas was turning the basketball over, and that led to easy hoops for the Hogs.
An air ball for Illinois. Meanwhile, in the history of this Illinois program.
Yeah, he's done a great job here. There's no doubt, and they've been very, very consistent as of late.
That is Wilkinson getting the first points of the game. Again, well, they shoot it more than anybody. Look at that no-look pass, and Trey White gets the orange and blue on the board.
So it's good to see the big guy.
Conference got injured right before the season began. He'll be out the whole year.
Young man that started at Arkansas and then went to Texas A&M, had a great year for them.
We talked to him before the game. I mean, he knows Illinois is really good. So he said he's telling his guys, this is one of those games.
Win, and you want your guys to compete, but he's getting them, want them to be relaxed and play well.
11, Jonathan Lawson is the other offensive player to keep an eye on. He averages 16 points. Lawson and Wilkinson really are a two-man combo offensively. One of the
more to score, and they've stepped up for Coach Walker.
Lawson and Ray. Not even 2 minutes into the game, and the Nugget chance comes alive.
One of the things Coach Underwood talked about a lot at practice is getting paint touches, getting the ball inside, which they did that. Very good defense by Little Rock Trojans. Did a good job stealing it, being patient, getting a good look.
And that slam inside ends what was a 6-0 Illinois. Guys who are technically sophomores, but they basically feel like they're freshmen due to not a lot of playing time their first year with injuries or transferring from a lower level like a junior college. All the way through his 8th grade year, and his family had to move to the West Coast. And he was a valuable
prep school in Arizona, and they had a chance to really be close to him and get him the first time.
Back to Boswell.
Got the switch with Little Rock, and he took advantage of the big guy on him, getting to the basket.
Long drive brings
able to take advantage because they're worried about those threes, and you get to the paint. Get
4 here in the first, not even 4 minutes. Make it 5. Back to Ivasic. Out to the freshman. O'Reilly's first shot goes awry, and Ivasic are so much more this year than even last year. And Brad Underwood's talked a lot for years about how much he likes the 3, very simply, as Ivasic gets 2 more. A 3-point shot is worth
of getting that 3 ball, the spacing, spreading the court. But it also could really help by getting to the free throw line, because now you've got people in scrambles trying to go. It's a little more complicated than that.
Right. The 3s have to go. You have to have shooters that are good at finishing. Hard foul inside on Will Riley, and the freshman. By the way, that foul was on Toon Gatek.
I always talk about don't let the balls roll around. He went up for a dunk and landed on it. He's
the national title in the 90s.
Again, the Illini big guys just kind of clogging it up. Some coaches call it, that'll give you opportunities where they will draw the fouls.
5 to shoot. And another whistle.
The guys are ready to play when they do those little things, those activity things that make up
players. A lot of these guys didn't even know each other before this year. How long does it take a team?
Early team chemistry is so important, and it's just not magical. It just doesn't happen.
Shot short by the Trojans. Johnson in our program. He's coming off his best game of his young career, a double-double when Illinois last played against Maryland Eastern Shore just 2 days ago. That floater is good for Jordan Jeff. Production down. He's getting back to healthy. He can be a weapon for them.
Another young man that they felt would be possible in the gym more than anybody, and that's why they're successful.
Wilkinson has that 1 bucket thus far. Johnson with the board. It's 20 years ago, Bruce.
Who's that old guy on that screen there? That's what I want to know. But just special memories. What a team we had. It was
college basketball games of all time. That was amazing.
It was amazing. There's no doubt that last stretch. It's hard to explain it, to be honest. I'm sure you've all this into it. We were so good, and now we just don't lay an egg.
This comeback pushed you guys to the Final Four. You eventually went to the national title game.
Threes.
Boswell guarded tight. Ivasic thinks about it, flips in a three, the second one of the game for Illinois. Boswell in the paint, finds Tommy, who misses the lay-in. That will stay here with Illinois. It was off a trip. Boo Boo and Bam Bam will have a podcast one day soon. Riley, a really deep three for the freshman. What are you working on with Riley? The only thing they said was weight room. We want him to put on a few more pounds. There's Johnson fighting inside and a two-hand slam.
Win the boards on both ends of the court tonight.
Illinois is a great rebounding team. 49 boards a game right now. White takes it all by himself.
Nice. And then the defensive end. You know, every possession, you can't take a possession off, especially when you get in the conference.
Alley-oop to Riley for the slam. Percentage and threes made. Ivasic with a three. Rattles out. Humrickhouse keeps it alive. It'll stay here.
Definitely.
6-8. Ball swung around, 2 on the shot clock. Humrickhouse running out of time. Drills it. Game thus far this year.
And I know people have talked about his story, but to be playing NAIA basketball and now be playing for the Illini, just amazing ones. They were fighting those passes early, but they have not been able to do it here as of late.
That's an air ball. Illinois ball.
Put it down. Those little guys are swiping at it, and they're going to get a steal or a deflection.
Illinois lost a turnover, then gained a turnover, and Jonas.
And I talked about earlier, I just thought Little Rock would struggle scoring. I didn't think it would be this tough. Great job by the Illini on defense.
Trey White with an easy board. They average 72 points a game. They're sitting on 13 right now. That finally ends it. Almost an 8-minute scoring drought.
And then after halftime, they got back in the game.
Ball will stay here.
Their identity.
Underwood told us, he was like, really with Alabama, it's kind of a pick your poison defensively. He wasn't upset with their effort or anything. He was
just amazing. You think, you know, they've come down to the wire against Purdue.
So they got a chance to go for it on 4th and 14, and Pat Bryant scores a 40-yard touchdown.
I hope you ask any of the coaches at whatever school I was at, I got to know them. It was a long, long way. There's no doubt about it.
Brad Underwood had told me is Illinois.
Cheering for the Big Ten teams to win. It's so important.
Explain why all the other Big Ten coaches are cheering for the Big Ten.
Coach Underwood yesterday, they're in practice, and he kept...
Especially when you're beating some of the power conference teams, which the Big Ten has done in decent amount in the last handful of days. Jonas corrals that pass and scores. 10 as a whole doing well in non-conference wins. Has the scheduling philosophy...
Told me this 40-some years ago. Scheduling teams badly. Your offensive and defensive efficiencies are high, but that's the way that's the way the rules are, and you got to worry about it. To play. This is a long season, and these guys, you know, even though some are fresh
to Illinois players and coaches, it's also a credit to Chicken Nuggets because it's a good week for eating good, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it is. I got to get ready. I got to save for that turkey. We're having Thanksgiving tomorrow night with our family, so it doesn't get speeded up. I think a little bit about an Alabama game. They speeded them up, got on.
Jonas had 15 points. That is in his brief career, a career high. And he's not going to get a ton in a blowout, but those guys who aren't, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th in the minutes total for the team, they're going to get more chances tonight.
Yes, and don't just play hard. All those things that make a difference in games.
Nice pass. Ivasic with the slam. That was set up from Jonas, a great feed.
It's the ahead pass for the easy layup.
Boswell with a quick steal. Jonas all alone.
Their defense, they have some size, and they can block some shots.
Little Rock finally gets their first points of this second half.
With the Illini bigs, they do that drop coverage, and if you come up that ball screen, you've got that little pull-up. I know in analytics, it's not a good shot, but and the game, and the score.
Jonas left all alone is having the greatest scoring game of his... Jonas with an outlet to Boswell. He's got White. second chance is good.
Boswell shaking his head. Again, we talked about it. Boswell could take guys out of games. He can get into them. He's experienced. He's older. He's strong. Great balance.
That foul is
slower. He's a slow-moving action guy. But you don't have to be fast or athletic to be an action guy. You are a guy that can create. Now, the spacers are more like Ben. You know, he's the guy that's spacing, shooting the threes, you know, keeping the defense. Will Riley's kind of in between.
It's hard in this modern day to find competitiveness. He's like, that's actually one of the toughest things to find, that test, how incredibly competitive he was. And that's what made Underwood go, oh, he's going to...
I'm proud of him, but, you know, it's to win is so important, to play to win, and that drive, and Damas obviously had that. There's no doubt about it. I want them to be competitive and not cheat. You know, we're playing chutes and ladders, and we're playing...
Johnson Jr., a freshman who was a top 30 recruit. He's the reigning Mr.
The longer he's in the weight room, he's got those long arms, he's got good bounce, and he's got good hand when you get to the NCAA.
Right.
You play on one day, so you got to be prepared.
That's going to be a foul on Christian Hughes.
Different styles of play, so you're ready for anything, because you have one day to prepare.
Jay White drills a free throw.
Not only does it get you to the line, get you points, but it puts the other team in a bind.
That's Booth with a shot from deep, and that's good. His first basketball.
He's long, he's athletic.
He is long. Look at that wingspan right now on defense.
Yeah, he can do some things. He can play both ends of the court. I think the big thing down the stretch.
He's just a sophomore. He played last year at Notre Dame before transferring to Illinois. And folks know his dad, Calvin Booth, the Penn State record.
Where if you're not paying attention, and that's, again, he is worthy. He's a young guy, but he's been around, and probably somebody did it to him somewhere. It's winning it convincingly and having good offense and defensive efficiency, because it all helps your net rating.
Nice spin move from
Evenson enjoying Illini basketball.
It's going to be off Humrick House, and it will be Little Rock ball when we come back.
He kind of set it up. I mean, we couldn't have been more special venue. You know, we're out on this cliff, and they have, you know, balloons floating up in the air, and it just amazing. Just did an unbelievable job, but I'll always remember that. I was not only a best man, but I was also a maid of honor. It was fun, and just great memories. Obviously, 19 years with Coach, it was just amazing. He gave me the chance, you know, to get into college. This is before BTN. This is before ESPN. The games were on tape delay.
Okay.
And one of my buddies, Steve Brown, he came to the game, and they had to pay him.
What was the Lou Hentz
kids to know who we're going to recruit? So, but just some great memories. And
about how he's #1 all-time for Illinois head coaching wins by mile. There's a shot and a whistle for Illinois. On 20 points, his team up now by 51.
Out of character, forcing shots, just playing the game the right way.
Lawhorn for threes.
And players always say, Coach, you got to give me trust. No, it's the other way around. You have to give the coach trust in you, so play well so they feel good going to the locker room.
Sims creates space and scores.
It started like that, and some of our opponents kind of joked. It was the orange color. They could never see the ball. They didn't. Our guys didn't have.
It was the Big Ten ACC Challenge. You were both ranked in the top 5.
You got into it. They got after their team. It was really intimidating. There's no doubt. But, and I'm like, look, wow, what is he? Who is this? Like, he kept going, Webb. And I finally turned around. He goes, look at the score. I look, and we were up 37. This is.
What a great team that was. We were up 21 at the half. And held Chris Paul to only 10 points. Now, Illinois.
Quickly after this.
I think so. They'll have to be thrilled as well with a 92-34 victory. In the history of Illinois men's basketball, he now has 148 wins, tied with